Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's watch party. As always, I'm Andrew, and I'm joined by Dom. Hello, Dom.
Hello, everybody.
Okay, there we go. We can see we've got a lot of our friends joining us. Over on YouTube, we have Chris, who's not a fan of the music. We might change that for you, Chris. Mr. Kiskaloo saying, hyped for more JC. And if you said hello on YouTube, let's try something very cool we can do. We have Joshua, who says, hello. And then we've got Cute Cult, who says, hiya. We've got Mr. Kiskaloo, who says, greetings all. James says, never fear, Helia's here. And Soul Search and Destroy says, hey, everybody, welcome to all our YouTube gang. And over on Discord, I can see we've got a lot of our friends joining us. We have Lizardman888, Sharon, MadMat42, Eric, Hannah Rose Artist, Onzi, welcome back. We haven't had you here for a few weeks. Calbot, Edward the Black Prince, Fraglord, Embery. We can see quite a few people joining us, and we'll carry on. Oh, and Scott J over on YouTube says, howdy, y'all. Anyway, I'll stop playing with my new toy. We've got some new tricks in, but I haven't even mentioned what today's watch party is. It's for John Carpenter's classic, The Prince of Darkness. So for everybody, today's sync point will be when it says Universal and MCA company. There's different releases of the movie over the years, different companies in Europe, for example. It's a Pathé release, I believe. So we'll go with it when it says Universal and MCA company appears on screen. Let's upload the picture to our Discord. And then they can see where we mean. So, Dom, as we were discussing, I've never seen this film before.
Yeah. It's one of the Apocalypse trilogy.
Not to watch this in anticipation.
No, you have to watch it here with virgin eyes and no opinion whatsoever going in.
You'll be my guide to this film. You'll be my guide.
For sure.
So what am I going to get out of this film?
You are going to ask why is Alice Cooper here, most of all. But yeah, it's more of a feely film than it is a strict A to B to C. Okay, I understand the plot type of movie. It's more. It plays more on how you feel about certain things. It pressures parts of your brain that's scared of certain things. It throws a few nightmarish images at you that evoke senses, and it's more of a sensory type of film than yes, I'm watching this for the plot type of movie. Honestly, I love this one in particular. Out of the three of the I can't remember what he calls it, the Apocalypse trilogy, I think.
Right.
Out of The Thing, this, and In the Mouth of Madness. The Thing is my favorite film segregated from the trilogy, but this is my favorite one in the trilogy. It's like, I think this one's meant to be the end of the trilogy, even though it came out before In the Mouth of Madness. That's my own head canon anyway.
Okay. All right, well, we'll get into this. Just to say, our great friend James Hellier over on YouTube has described it as, it's Quatermass and the homeless people.
That's exactly what it is. It's, to call it, to describe it as Quatermass is very accurate. Very, very accurate.
Okay, then. Well, let's get into this. So, on the count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, press play. And going into this fresh, I can immediately tell it's a John Carpenter score again.
Yeah, I was about to say, you can tell it's JC, can't you? With this music just do.
Well, so I can see great comment here from our friend Soul Search and Destroy. Gothic horror, as we know it for the 1700s, as we know, went for a similar thing, forging actual plot and rationality for the sake of sensational fear and emotion. It worked.
Yeah,
that's true
categorize
as well.
Movies in that way. Some that you need to watch for the story, others you watch to feel something.
Mm-hmm.
And oddly enough, a lot of my favorite films are more feely movies than, this makes perfect sense. Like if you tell the plot to someone, they'd be, concerned. This should have been Tom Atkins. This actor should have been played by Tom Atkins.
Please don't tell me this is a college. This is a workplace.
No, these are college kids. Come on. If high schoolers look like they're in their 30s, the college kids must look like
they're 45. He's got a grey moustache, this 45-year-old man has.
Hey, you can go to college at any age.
Yeah. And of course, Scott J says it's also got John Carpenter's font for the titles.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very cool. Very cool, Mr. Kiskaloo. I studied quantum mechanics at Princeton, so I loved this was part of the film.
Yeah. I honestly cannot, and this isn't just to throw mad praise at the film, but I genuinely cannot think of a movie that has gone at the notion of good and evil with a scientific angle as well as a philosophical religious angle, like at the same time, without having them actively butt heads and the director essentially forcing their opinion on the viewer. This film has two sides of that. They have the scientific rational side, they have the religious, more belief side of things, and at the end of it, everyone tell me which side you fall on. Who was more correct, science or religion? Because I genuinely can't tell.
Well, I see Donald Pleasance. I'm happy. He's just a legend. And Victor Wong.
Yeah, Dr. Egg Shen.
And the creepy, the guy from The Golden Child as well. I know him as.
Yeah.
Exactly, Mr. Hiskler. I was just thinking exactly that. I'll put it on the screen. The Sleeper Awakens. Is this Dune? Ooh, ants.
Yep, can't stand them.
Yeah. That's true, Hannah Rose Artist over on Discord. Donald Pleasance does lend a creepy sense of class to anything, doesn't he? Yeah, I don't think as wonderful an actor as Donald Pleasance was, he was always Mr. Creepy in movies, wasn't he? He was never. You can't even imagine Donald Pleasance as the kindly grandfather.
No. He was kind of creepy, but he usually played a goodie as well. Well, no, not all the time, but...
Onzi says, Big Trouble in Little Church.
Exactly. He looks like he's being escorted out of the church by these two people. The church guard.
Now, this is a British-American thing, Dom. I mean, obviously it's down to the weather, but we don't have sprinkler systems anywhere near as intricate as this over here. And the first time I saw it in America with lawns erupting everywhere.
Oh God, that's the most basic key everywhere. You are right, though. There's no need for sprinklers in the UK. The weather is our sprinkler system. It constantly bloody rains.
Yeah.
I love how all of his students...
They could just be mature students.
Yeah. This is far closer to my university experience as well, of having barely anyone in the seats.
I'm noticing a lot of actors I recognize. That's cool.
Waiting for Snake Plissken to appear or something.
I want to run my fingers through the hair of that man behind her. That is luscious 80s hair.
It is. Is that guy rocking a skullet? I think he is. He's going for the Shakespeare look.
No. The guy with the man perm.
The man perm. Yeah, the man perm with his luscious locks. Also, I don't know where this location is for the church. It's perfect. It's so grotty. It looks like LA somewhere.
Yeah.
But good God, it's so gross.
I do find this interesting because these are very different churches to the ones we tend to have. In the UK, most of our churches tend to always be these very Gothic buildings, don't they?
Well, they were built in the Middle Ages, most of them.
Yeah, most of ours were. They're not these...
In the middle of the 40s or something.
Yeah.
There are some in New York that are fairly Gothic, but again, they were built eons later. There is something about the interior that I love. How run down it is. How creaky and rusty everything feels. You can almost smell the very stale air. And the credits are still going, by the way.
I was just about to announce that we're best part of 6 minutes into the movie, and we're still going through the credits. And I'm loving the score.
So technically, the film hasn't begun yet. Well, no.
Please tell me that's a professor, not a student, though.
That's a student. That's Mr. Handlebar Mustache. The young up-and-coming freshman.
Soul Search and Destroy says, can confirm LA can be gross, especially the downtown and Hollywood proper. It's actually a good setting for horror with its urban rust and desert dryness.
It's definitely good for like 90s horror. They really embraced the grimy aspect of horror movies. A lot of the early 80s horror films, they still had LA be this crystal clean, beautiful place. And usually it was the rich people that just fell victim to killers.
Say welcome to our friend Stephen Patterson. It's me, Stephen Patterson from Plantation, Florida. Let's go Dolphins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not. Are the Miami Dolphins playing today or something?
I don't know. I don't follow American sports, but
cool. Nice save.
Edward the Black Prince says, Andrew, you Europeans get awesome cathedrals. We get these basic churches. Well, if you want to see the cathedral I grew up in the town of Lincoln in Lincolnshire, and look at Lincoln Cathedral if you want to see something pretty epic. That was, we used to go on school trips regularly.
I'm upset this is not riddled with typos in the typewriting thing.
And again, this score is so spare and ominous. Good old John Carpenter. I don't even mind the long credits. It's a cool, very atmospheric. That's why I like the John Carpenter scores. Often tend to be this kind of long vibe,
like a pulse throughout the film.
Yeah.
Don't let him get away with saying such flowery language in a physics class. Demand an answer to what he just said.
That's right. You make way for the nun.
You do. Especially when walking with such conviction.
Yeah. I tell you what, if I was a nun, not that I am a nun or will ever become a nun, I would ride around on a hoverboard for maximum spookiness under my
just
robes
float around
to glide. That's right, Mr. Kiskaloo. Cross the Mother Superior at your peril.
See, the priests have teleporting abilities. They can just appear whenever they're summoned.
Yeah. Mad Matt says, none shall pass.
Here come the nun puns. I'll be hearing none of that. There's something very aesthetically pleasing about that diary. I think it's the fact that it looks aged. And I love aged books.
What do you know what I'm really enjoying about this right now? I've got no idea what's going on. As in, I've got no idea where the film's going.
Yeah. So to catch you up, a priest died. Donald Pleasance got a key, was evicted from the church, probably for looking creepy. And Science Man is talking with him.
Yes. No, I got that, but I mean, I don't know where the film's going.
Why didn't I get those TV channels? Why is it just like Keeping Up with the Kardashians on my TV and not...
Actually, I've got to send a picture to our Discord, as I often do on these as I often do on these watch parties. I moved house recently, as some of you may know, and when I moved in, we had quite a lot of ants downstairs. Just we moved in.
I need to see
some
this.
Ant nests outside, and I need to find this. I bought ant traps I put by the door, and my God, man, find them after I put them. This was after they'd been down for an hour.
You don't have an issue with bugs, do you, Andrew?
I don't particularly love them.
Okay.
I don't
particularly... This film has some bugs.
Okay, well, we'll see how I get on. So let me put these in the Discord for everybody.
Not as many as slugs, but
there we go. Look at those ant traps after they'd been down a short while.
Absolutely caked. Nice carpet, though.
Thank you.
Would you go with a priest down this dank, spooky cellar?
No, I wouldn't. Oh, Keith. Well done, Keith. Our friend Keith over on YouTube says, plot twist. This is a prequel to Big Trouble in Little China.
So Professor Science Man quits his career and becomes a bus driver in Little China.
Well, Sharon just said something. I'm going to tell you all something. A bit of news, actually. It came out of a meeting this week. Sharon says the only good bug is a dead bug. I can't deal with them at all. Well, if you don't like bugs, we're doing Starship Troopers early next year.
Just that's my favourite Paul Verhoeven movie.
Yes.
And once again, I watched that way too young. This movie, I genuinely watched it as an adult for the first time. No, I don't mean the first time. Yeah, let me rephrase. The first time I saw this film, I was actually an adult, legally able to watch it. All the other JC movies I watched way too young.
It's a very creepy kind of crypty.
Wait, your church doesn't have Ivan Ooze rocking around in a green cylinder? Oh, mine did.
No. Are you sure it's not the Matrix in there?
I think it is.
Yeah.
Again, I just want to take note of the lighting in here, how ominous everything feels, having all of the crucifixes at the back be just, well, lit up at the front and casting giant ominous shadows everywhere. And still we can see all of our cast beautifully lit, apart from when the shadows just encompass them. And it's not overly lit. Use shadows more, people. I'm talking to you, future directors, who are no doubt watching.
Well, our friend James Hellier says he mentioned the film Tremors. Well, that's some good news for you, James. On, let me have a look at the date. The 13th of November, Tremors is our watch party. That must have taken forever to light all those candles.
Some of them have to be put in post.
Don't know.
Either that or they had to have hired somebody to light all the candles.
A team of people to light them all.
The nuns used their magic just to have them all ignited. Oh God, that's the most 80s outfit I've ever seen.
It is. I don't know, but that man, his back pockets were so ripped on his jeans. He'll fall out. He's lost his wallet. Calbot says, this is 1987, Dom. Those are real candles.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you think John Carpenter had a bit of a thing for red-headed women during this era?
Probably.
Because bear in mind, Kim Cattrall has her hair dyed red in Big Trouble. And it makes a big point of her being, was it a redhead with green eyes, isn't it?
Yeah. And she's a redhead with a green shirt.
Yes.
Oh, the film has begun. The credits have... Wait, no. I don't think they have stopped yet. I can't remember. I think there's more credits to come.
I'm Brian Marsh. Which of your children attends here, Brian?
Yeah. What parent is dropping their kids off at university? Do you think she just couldn't decide how to do her shirt up? So she buttoned 2 buttons and then tied it at the bottom as well?
I think it's an 80s thing where she's wearing a man's shirt. If you look, it's far too big for her.
Oh, it does look far too big for her. What?
What?
Yes, it is an extremely sexist thing to say.
It
How dare
is.
you, mustache man?
Look, you've got a calculator watch as well. It's already not looking good for you, mate.
I thought it was just the bog standard Casio.
So I've got a question for everyone who's watching this film. Which is your favourite John Carpenter movie? Scott J says, there we go, when it appears on my list here. Scott J says, Tom Atkins wouldn't have said that. And Keith says, in 80s, all college students were 35 to 45 years old. Okay. We're getting a lot of love for the thing, and I'm just going to remove a dreadful spammer, I believe, from our YouTube channel. There we go.
Thing, for sure, The Thing is my favorite JC movie.
Thing, okay.
It's a masterpiece.
We've got a lot of love for They Live.
That's another good one.
We've got The Thing from Fraglord. Hannah Rose says, Halloween holds a special place for me, but The Fog is also top tier. A lot of love for The Thing. They Live for Joshua Nelson.
Big Trouble in Little China is a very close second for me, though. There's more absolute hits than there are bombs, honestly. I can't think of more than 2 JC movies.
Our friend Jedi Wizard has joined us, and he says The Thing and Halloween, but Big Trouble is a very close second/third. Eric says The Thing. I don't know. Can we not get some love for Assault on Precinct 13?
Precinct 13 is a great movie.
It is.
The fact they had the balls to kill the kid in the first 10 minutes or whatever it was.
And the score to Assault on Precinct 13.
Oh, yeah, it's phenomenal.
Yeah. I love the idea of John Carpenter composing, but looking like a mad scientist in a lab doing this.
Oh, yeah. Wearing a big white lab coat.
Yeah.
Your own stubborn faith in common sense.
It is. I recognise his accent. John Pleasance is... He's using almost his normal accent, his birth accent, because he's from Nottingham. Are you picking that up, Dom? It's very...
I am, yeah.
It's not a generic London accent.
No.
It's...
Because
for those who don't know, Nottingham's a place in the UK. It's fairly north. It's not that north. It's slightly to the side of the Midlands, but it's quite north of London. And the accent does cross a little bit to Yorkshire, but not quite as strong.
The more north you go in England, the fewer and fewer times you'll able to find the letter T.
Yeah.
So whereas down south they pronounce it Nottingham, you'd go further up north and they'd say Nottingham.
Nottingham.
And then up in the highest region of Scotland, just go there.
Soul Search and Destroy says, God, no, not the ants on the face. Is this going to be a thing the whole movie?
Don't worry. Not the whole movie.
There's a
There you
few
go,
people
in
in
Tom
Lizardman
Atkins
saying,
fashion.
Lizardman saying, is everyone just fine with ants being everywhere?
Yeah,
Well, Lizardman, if
pretty
it
much.
wasn't for the insects everywhere, your people wouldn't have food, a lot of them.
That's true.
Oh dear. Soul Search says, Dom, you're not inspiring confidence. Why has she gone to bed with her friend's father?
To be fair, he doesn't have a typical dad bod. That's a pretty good physique.
Yeah, yeah.
Why is everyone looking directly at the sun? This is why I was told so many times as a kid to not do it. I thought it was just common sense, but apparently a bunch of people just stare directly at that laser beam. And look, in complete contrast to last week's creepy guy, we have a gentleman who brings his lady an empty cup in bed.
Yeah, but it's irking. It's irking me. He's used mismatched mugs for bringing her a drink in the morning.
You have to bring the matching set, do you?
Matching set, yeah. Hang on, I figured this out. If men looked like that when they were 20 in the 80s, is this why Wilford Brimley looked how he did when he was like 43 in Cocoon?
Yes. You solved it. Plus, they always say the camera adds like 10 or 20 years, don't they?
I don't know what it is. There's something about John Carpenter films I love. It's the camera work always tends to be really kind of slow, but I like it. It doesn't. You don't tend to see many fast shots in a lot of John Carpenter films.
Nah, he likes to linger, and that's something I like as well. Similar to The Fog, where almost every shot was painting worthy. And here's the boy, the man, the myth, the legend, Alice Cooper.
That's right.
I do like how the music got jazzier when Alice came on screen. I don't know why, but it's funky.
Well, Hannah Rose is singing the praises of dragons. Well, I live in Wales, and our national flag has a dragon on it.
It's true.
Big red dragon. Yeah, that's not so creepy. That wouldn't be a... If I was them, that wouldn't be a, hey, what the hell, let's go into this creepy abandoned church. That would be, get back in the party bus and leave.
It's weird. We have a huge cast. And yet I would find it very difficult to place them as stereotypes. Like, visually, you can say, oh, yeah, this is the Daphne of the group. This is the Velma of the group.
Yeah.
But personality-wise, no.
Oh, here we go. Mr. Kiskaloo says, welcome to Friday in West Hollywood.
Another familiar face.
Yeah.
Just the cherubic little angels just adorning the stairs creep me out. I have to put a towel on them or something. And there's too many Virgin Marys around. Yeah. With my track record of religious places, I'd probably burst into flames if I was there.
Well, Eric says, Alice is there to shoot a music video, right? Nothing strange about it. Yeah, true.
Dressed in his usual on-stage attire of homeless chic.
Well, Keith is saying, Keith Sherwin, let's put his comment. Oh, this is interesting. I want to expand upon this. Many Carpenter movies I wish had a Carpenter-made sequel to expand on their world. Has Carpenter himself ever made a proper sequel to his own movies?
He did Halloween 2. He directed it.
But apart
he
from
didn't
that,
write it and didn't want to.
Yeah.
This boy needs to learn to tuck his shirt in.
That's right. I can see our friend Resolute Blood has joined us. No problem, buddy. You just take whatever time you need, and we're always here whenever you want to join us. Sit back and enjoy the show.
Oh man, floppy disk holders. Do you remember those things?
James Hellier says apparently he didn't direct Halloween 2.
Or did he just write it? I must have got that the other way around then.
Let's have a look. The internet is wonderful for such things. Halloween 2, for the film the same name. He wrote it with Deborah Hill, but he didn't direct it. Rick Rosenthal directed it.
I remember when we interviewed him, he made note of how he was kind of not happy with it at all.
Gary, good point. Welcome, Gary. Escape from LA.
Yeah.
James Hellier says the sequel they directed was Escape from LA.
I like to forget that one. What do you say, Andrew? You have any idea what this film's about yet?
It's going to find something creepy in the creepy abandoned church that's got like the cage cot in the room behind them.
I was going to say, why is there a cot?
Maybe
Jesus. This was Babelfish before Babelfish. Saint Goddard's, eh?
Yeah.
These LA homeless have nothing on Vegas homeless. We should get them to scrap. Oh, God, you are way too close. Okay, very similar to The Exorcist. The homeless person just being creepy may be the most frightening part of this film for me.
Oh.
Because that shift in her voice tone was just unnerving.
It is. I'll say so far this film's a bit of a slow burner.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the credits took 20 minutes to stop playing.
Yeah, that's true, Calbot. In LA, you can stare directly at the sun, no problem, because of the smog.
The fog,
in the 80s. Smog, yeah. Soul Searching says, maggots, no thanks. I'll take the ants back, please.
It gets a little worse before it gets better. I'm sorry, everyone. How many of those students are thinking, I should have bloody took biology?
That's some lovely typing she's doing that actually has no relevance to what she's pressing on the keys to the screen.
No. It looks like she's typing, oh, yep.
Yep, that's right, Sharon. Thank you for helping me with that. It appears they are translating an ancient manuscript.
I believe it's partially in Latin, which is why they have several people working on it at the same time.
Lizardman says, I got it. It's Slimer's origin story, and Mad Matt thinks it might just be a giant lava lamp. Yeah, Keith over on YouTube, that's true. The sound of 80s keyboards is fantastic.
So heavy and clicky. Look at the wood paneling on this thing. What are you? I'm fascinated by this machine.
a lot of computers and devices like that back then. Computers back then were almost homebrew in people's garages, so they didn't have professional molding for plastic housings and metal and stuff. Okay, I can see a lot of the generic sort of science fiction movie technology props behind. We've got a big reel-to-reel machine and lots of blipping oscilloscopes. What we need to see, but I don't know if we will see, is the infamous device that's the 2 red glowing tubes that flash.
Oh yeah, from Star Trek.
Oh, not just Star Trek, so many movies.
True. Damn it, they need a flux capacitor. Oh yeah, name drop, and the Prince of Darkness was himself sealed. That old life. Called the Devil and Satan.
Great question from our friend Resolute Blood here. I've always wondered if John Carpenter's films would have a different vibe and atmosphere if someone else composed. Would you disagree or agree? So what you're saying is, are John Carpenter's scores is essential to the movie as his writing, direction, etc.? And I would say yes.
I would agree with you mostly. I believe if JC found the right person, such as in The Thing, where I believe it was it Ennio Morricone that did the soundtrack? But it feels so John Carpenter. Man, I would have loved to see John Carpenter score some Twin Peaks. It would have worked so well.
And Resolute Blood agrees with you there. Oh, a bag of kettle chips over there, some Kool-Aid, Lipton tea.
Double stuff Oreos.
Yeah.
Pizza. What soda is that? Shasta? Shasta?
No, I don't know.
That episode of Tom and Jerry freaked me out as a toddler. I was terrified of it.
Shasta soda. I don't even know. Yeah, you can still buy it in California. Keith, welcome, Keith, who says Shasta soda, my market sells it. And Hannah Rose says that's Shasta soda. Like. Calvert says Shasta, it's one up from store brand. Okay, sounds like quality stuff.
Well, like Mr. Pepper and stuff like that.
Neil, welcome Neil Wally, who says Shasta still available at Dollar Tree.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you my introduction to Dr. Pepper. I don't like Dr. Pepper, but my first introduction to Dr. Pepper was off-brand Dr. Pepper. I tried Dr. Rocket, which I believe was Kmart own brand Dr. Pepper.
Is this man high? Why does he have 2 apples and a box of double stuffed Oreos?
Got a diet like a 12-year-old, except for the apples.
I don't know. I had a lot of apples as a 12-year-old. I was weird though. I loved like Brussels sprouts and all my veggies.
Keith says Mr. Pibb is the superior Dr. Pepper.
I couldn't agree with you more, Keith. Mr. Pibb is the nectar of the gods. Oh.
But I will say, our friend Resolute Blood does say, what if Harry Manfredini did the score for Halloween and vice versa? John Carpenter did Friday the 13th.
That'd be different films for sure. The atmosphere would be very different. Halloween would have felt more.
I thought that was a damn it is a unicycle of sorts, but
now it is.
Yeah.
Come on, mate, you can take him. You never run into a group of angry bike-wielding homeless before?
Oh.
I'm waiting for the Alice Cooper puns. I'm waiting for people to say, like, what killed him was don't know, poison running through his veins. The fact that he doesn't fall over is just so comical to me. I love it.
Yeah, I think Resolute Blood. What you're saying there is music makes the film just as well as the acting. It is a movie without its score is half a movie.
Yep.
And that's something I'm going to talk about when we do our Superman watch party later this year. Imagine the infamous scene where Lois is dangling from the building, and you've got the music building up the tension, and then it gets to the hero motif. Imagine that whole sequence. We'll discuss this when we go through that with no John Williams score, with just silence. It wouldn't work.
I would often find excuses to go down into the creepy cellar.
No, I wouldn't.
Where the green jelly just floats around.
Especially if that someone took the trouble to light all the candles and put the electric lights in.
Yeah. What? 7 million years. We hadn't invented plastic then. How in tarnation? But apparently lava lamp technology is older than we thought.
Yes.
Cavemen could hardly get to sleep without their actually 7 million years is a bit far.
And we're going to find out that they're going to find out that there's another room and there's a dancing sunflower in there.
Yes.
The music.
The big mouth Billy Bass on the wall.
Basically predating, early man from thousands of years ago. Just had terrible taste in novelty items.
Yeah, all the novelty gifts.
Big Mouse Billy Bass, dancing flower, dancing Coke cans, they were all there.
That irritating box that, oh yeah. The upside down goop dripping. Do they have an ECG machine there as well?
Appears to be.
I can't remember if we've had the first dream sequence already or not.
God, they loved denim in the 80s.
At least it's not double denim like last week.
Well, I don't know. We can't see what's on her legs. That could be a denim.
It's true. Curse this ambient lighting. Inquiring minds need to know, how much denim is she wearing?
I'm going to have to sort out somehow we can do a poll on here. How much denim is too much denim? Because you could go ultimate, which is triple denim.
Yes. Or I can go more. You can have denim underwear. Denim sucks. How often
she just drank some of that? No, she just drank some of that soda, didn't she?
Is this what happens when you drink the off-brand soda? Scratching at your throat. Coke fans when they take a sip of Pepsi.
Yeah. Lizard Man says, "Oh God, she's taken a full burst of Mountain Dew to the face."
It's enough to take anyone down. But yeah, here's our cast. Here's our main cast, bar one, in one shot, one scene. It's crazy how many people there are.
They've got one of them chamber things for like dealing with acids and radioactive material and stuff behind him.
They have a 7 million year old green goop. Look, I get funny when you open like a can that's been in the fridge for too long, like a jar of pickles or something. So 7 million years? That may have just been a can of pickles at one point, and now look at it. Green flowing sludge. It's gained sentience. And it attacks people wearing denim.
Well, why have you turned the machine off that's monitoring and recording it? I'm not.
Well, they're hard-boiled scientists, damn it. Oh, look, someone has entered the Matrix. That PC's going haywire. There's plenty to go around.
Okay, the Discord, they're going about denim. It is. What if you were to wear denim jeans, denim shirt, and a denim jacket with a denim baseball cap?
Oh, quadruple denim. Yeah. I believe that's only allowed legally in Missouri.
Certainly in the South.
You seen anywhere else, you're convicted to an asylum.
Resolute Blood says, now we know the origins of Nickelodeon Gak, talking about the stuff.
Ah, yes.
This church, though, someone said earlier, it's like a TARDIS. It is so big inside.
Oh, yeah, it's enormous.
The fact it only looks to be about 2, maybe 3 floors tall from the outside, yet it
has a basement with pure evil inside.
Yeah.
I can't trust someone who doesn't stand perfectly center in a hallway like that.
Also, I find that really weird, having a conversation with someone who's just stood down the end of the hall like that.
Yeah, incredibly. Oh, God, he's gone for a cause.
No, usually if I offer anyone a cause, they give me that look if you offer them that beer.
Do you want one? Just look. Stare. Get this man a comb, please. That's one hell of a flashlight, dude.
Oh, well, I've got to put this one on the screen for you, Dom. I think you should read it.
Just returned from Vegas. Lots of people wearing denim shorts with legs rolled up. Yep. They're the Californians who came in for the weekend, I swear. The locals aren't that bad. That's what I tell myself anyway. And don't worry, it hasn't come back in style. It's just some people are insane.
Yep, exactly, Sharon. Now the evil is spreading. Only they are too dense to care. Did they not just hear the explanation of what they're dealing with? Yeah. It's...
Well, I suppose a lot of these people, they're not very well known to each other. Some of them come from different classes and such. So the weird behavior can just be chalked down to, I don't really know that person. Of course, these two lovebirds.
He does look like a younger, not as cool Tom Adkins, though, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's Diet Tom Adkins.
Yeah.
Clearly the role was written for him.
Tom Adkins from Bush.com.
No, he doesn't do a bad job. He's just not Tom Atkins. It's like putting someone up against Bruce Campbell or Kurt
Keith.
Russell.
The Tom Atkins diet. Soul Search and Destroy says, Dom, that's how trends start. Insane people who think they're wearing something cool, and then it spreads.
It's true. Much like this pure evil gack, that's how it spreads.
Mad Matt says, Tom Atkins light.
Some of these candles getting burnt down to the nub. Oh, yeah.
That is an X-ray machine for some reason. Like they've brought in as well. Did they just randomly bring in any piece of technology they had lying around?
The X-ray, I can see why they'd get that, to have a look and see what's in. Human remains, for example. My machine is blinking.
Faster and faster.
It's saying evil is behind me. Let's slowly turn around.
Oh.
There you go. You should turn around quicker. Then you would have avoided the neck break.
I don't know if it looked more like she just cricked his neck for him rather than
Chiropractor.
Yeah.
There you go. Sort your back issues out. Can I just say I love these scenes of Professor Science Man and Father Priest just talking at each other across the table. And you'll see as they explain their points and they become more like correct. They get more animated in their speech. They get heated. But it's never antagonistic towards each other. And like I said at the beginning, I really love that. I love that angle of coming at it from both sides. It's a civilized discussion and not an argument. Can you imagine if the world was more like that? People just talking to each other instead of shouting at each other? That'd be great.
Move through the room. They do, Mr. Kisker. They great actors.
Phenomenal. He's Looney Tunes. Look at the clothing you came in, dude. What are you trying out for Miami Vice? I'm going to stand perfectly far enough away so that something terrible can happen to me. Why are you still standing there?
He's just waiting.
He's waiting for his Uber to turn up.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh no. She's giving me a look as though she's offering me a Coors Light.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
No. Not a fan of bugs crawling over me. That close-up from running with the scissors from such a distance was really weird.
I know. I like it. I love that close-up shot. It feels like something out of a very cheap horror film.
It just feels weird because it's like
movie.
so far away.
Yeah. Gonna cut back to him like 3 hours later of him still just being stabbed. Ah, please stop.
So that room is the nursery that they're
That's why the crib's in there.
Yes, the creepy cribs.
Hmm.
And Soul Search and Destroy. Well, there you have it. Thanks for the warning, Dom, about the.
You are welcome. If I remember correctly, that might be the last of the bugs, but it's been a while since I've seen this film. See, quite a few people don't know everyone else.
I've got to admit, for the most of part, I don't know most of the characters' names in this, and I don't know if that's
Neither do I.
intentional.
That's why I've been referring to them as Dr. Scientist and Father Priest. Oh, that's a good
cool
shot.
Very
Dutch
cool
angle.
Shot. Yeah.
Okay, there's more bugs.
Yeah.
Sorry. Jade ring. Ah. So that is one of the dream sequences.
Yeah.
This is not a dream. You are receiving this broadcast from the year 19.
Okay, Resolute Blood, you take care, buddy. We'll speak to you soon. He looked really comfortable in that most uncomfortable of beds. Those cots. Have you ever tried sleeping on one of those things? They're dreadful.
They are dire.
Hey, Carla. Joined us saying on our Discord, hey, everyone. Hope you enjoyed today's watch party. It was a personal pick for me. I really enjoyed Prince of Darkness and all its weirdness. Unfortunately, I can't join today because I'm in the middle of moving. Hope to catch you ghouls next week. Well, Carla, as you know, you've got an open invitation to join whenever you'd like. Great to see you back in our Discord.
Do they have religious fan art on the wall there?
Might be. There seems to be a significant lack of nuns at the moment. The nun element is gone.
Oh well, it's an old church that's been closed for years, I believe.
Yeah, but you would have thought we'd left a creepy nun or two behind.
Yeah, they should have at least. I thought it was
to guard it.
Make sure the vandals don't get it. Oh, yeah, I can already feel like the wooden support just digging into my spine.
Yeah. Also, who can go to sleep that quick?
Depends on how tired, drunk, and stressed I am.
Okay, so sober and regular. Okay. So now they're getting subliminal, no? Now they're getting like telepathic messages from something, or they're sharing a dream. I'm picking up on.
That's going to get really awkward when someone has an inappropriate dream, isn't it? And it broadcasts to everyone.
Yeah. Here's a good point from Soul Search and Destroy. Why is it that it's easier to fall asleep for a nap at 3 p.m. and torture waiting to fall asleep at 1 a.m.? And
Isn't
controversial, but we'll go with it. Oh, yeah. I think I'd just do that if anyone just spat in my mouth with normal spit, to be honest, let alone... Oof.
Is that like Solitaire that was happening in the background of that PC then?
No, it's just a script file just looping.
Oh, my camera appears to have died on me.
No, your camera's working here.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, no, it isn't, Dom. No, it seems to have frozen. Maybe if you click at the bottom, there's a thing that says disable cam if you want to try flicking that off and on. There we go. No, is your camera?
Yeah, let's go back to this one, shall we?
Oh dear, that's not good. Oh, there we go. It's working now. There you go. Your camera's come back.
Yeah, it's a different camera.
It's another camera, Dom. Different angle.
Yes. Yeah. I have two cameras. One is funny. The other one works well.
Nah. I would say, though, that someone earlier quoted Spinal Tap, and one of my favourite things from Spinal Tap was the fact that several of the drummers had choked to death on someone else's own vomit. that scene reminds me of them discussing that.
No, that's all mathematics to me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an English major. Put more than two numbers in front of me and I get confused.
James Hellier says, Dom needs to set up one camera with a Dutch angle.
Oh, yeah. So I can just dramatically switch to it. Just the bruise you got somehow. You've been marked by the Prince of Darkness.
Zachary, I'm afraid, Heavy Metal 2000 Watch Party. When it's a 2000 movie, it's just beyond our reach for watch parties at the moment, but who knows in time to come.
Try and fix my other webcam in the process. And by that I mean totally unplug the bugger and plug it right back in.
Yeah, there we go.
And I broke the whole thing. Hey.
Zachary, we've got lots of other cool movies we'll be covering, don't worry. But Zachary, that's not to say that Heavy Metal, the original, might not get a watch party at some point. So that was featured in Search of Tomorrow quite substantially.
Mm.
The keys you're pressing have no correspondence to what appears on the screen.
You usually only ever ignore me when I offer you a cause light. I didn't offer you one. Why are you being so hesitant to talk to me? Oh, just...
I live. That did sound like a lot of mashing on the keys, not in a coherent manner at the end.
Clickety click, click, click. Thunderous hooves on a...
Please don't spit in his mouth as well. I don't like that.
The man has a point. Throw it into space.
James Hellier says, let's wait for it to appear on here. Red rum. Oh, that noise.
Oh, yeah, the straw is just picking up the last dribbles of your coffee kind of noise.
And a man. He had razors for fingers and a burnt face.
Or a tacky-looking red and green striped sweater.
Yeah.
Why hasn't John Carpenter done a zombie movie? He seems to really want to do a zombie movie. A Greek word. Gyros?
So is this really a horror film or a science fiction movie?
The answer is yes. Why does he have a random green beaker behind him? Oh, that's the ooze, isn't it? Why is there a straw in there, or was that just me? The one guy's been drinking it since the moment he got here, and everyone else. Like, should I not have been just mixing it with my cocktails? From the future.
It's like a time telegraph. Welcome, Stephen Patterson. Let's see. Go on, Dom.
Who was the director of The Prince of Darkness?
Yes.
I mean, it was our boy JC, John Carpenter.
Good point, James.
Man,
Is
the myth, the
Quatermass in the
legend.
Pit a horror film or a science fiction movie? Or
The answer is yes.
Yes.
I think JC often says this was a total homage to Quatermass.
Well, he did write it as the name Martin Quatermass.
Exactly. Oh, I think there might be more bugs.
Yeah.
He sounds like he's talking from the bottom of the ocean. I've got a message for you, and you're not going to like it. There you go. I told you, more bugs. You can't say I didn't warn you this time.
Oh. Yeah, I think I'd be saying that as well.
Jesus. God, the man just is leaking limbs.
Ugh.
Again, such a great use of darkness.
Yeah.
A great way to get past censorship as well.
The crunchiness of the Beatles that's getting me.
Yeah. God, I hate that song. Oh. Oh.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh. But again, it's this amazing score of John Carpenter, this whole just atmospheric. It's not even like music in a way, is it? It's this
Pulse
atmosphere.
I think it's been going throughout the film, like more or less, like in different intervals. You hear it just. Dun, dun,
it's like heartbeats,
much like the Thing. Yeah. Those darned homeless.
Homeless people building barriers. Wow.
The streets are clean as anything now.
Yeah.
All the debris in front of the door.
Oh, that's interesting, Sharon. I'll read that out now. So, my theory on this guy and why he cuts himself, he's the only person there with a sense of religious belief. And when he feels the entity inside of him, he takes care of business so as to not be an agent of evil.
I was going to say the same thing. I couldn't recall if he had religious tendencies in the film, but I part of my brain was saying he did.
Eesh.
Don't you hate it when your floor leaks up to your ceiling?
Yeah.
God, it's the worst.
I'm reminded of the infamous Simpsons Treehouse of Horror 2 scene where Homer discusses with the real estate agent that the house they bought, you didn't tell us that it was built on an ancient Indian burial ground. And he argues with him, and he says he told us several times. That's the kind of thing I'm getting about this church.
Get out of there, man.
I would.
See? Normal people. They walked right down the middle of a hallway like that. Unless you're in 2x2s. Or camera left.
The only thing I would say is, again, and this is the thing that someone commented earlier, that the interior of this church is far bigger than it is. I can't imagine a building of that size having corridors of this dimensions, otherwise the corridors would be enormous.
Yeah, corridors that you can physically run down. Got him with the super soaker.
I was going to say, it's like when you give a kid a super soaker and he's running around spraying everybody. Don't come in here. So for such a well-equipped bunch of people dealing with mysterious items, how come no one brought like a gun or a flamethrower with them? Or...
Well, that's the thing. A lot of them are scientists, and they didn't take any of this seriously. And the religious folk believe that faith alone is good enough to defeat evil. That is such a great evil laugh.
Yeah.
So sinister. Oh, I forgot about the bloke who received chiropractic assistance.
Adjustment, yeah.
Yeah, he had an adjustment. Do not make a casting couch joke.
Why did you just throw the one cushion off the sofa?
To make it lighter, of course. And even the priest, even Father Priest, he backed away. He looked at evil and trembled and was unable to face it. it must be a hell of a realization, because if that's like the ultimate force of negativity, and you're face to face with it, must be Lovecraftian in terms of mental destruction that it causes.
Keith. I wonder how much ecto cooler they needed to fill that container.
That's why we don't have it anymore. They used it all
Well,
up.
I've got to say, I'm not going to spoil it for anyone who's watched it, but I recently binge watched The Bear, the FX show. Oh. And if there's a hilarious scene with ecto cooler in that, if anyone's seen it.
Just going to show them where we are. This has strong vibes of Assault on Precinct 13, actually. Ooh. Oh.
Okay.
The Xenomorphs have been in, clearly.
Yeah.
Or she drank too much ecto cooler.
The wrong Xenomorphs, the Predaliens from AVP 2 that never happened.
Yeah.
Donald Pleasance is there, regretting making Puma Man.
Oh,
That's
God.
what he's thinking about right now. Why did he make it?
But see, it's a zombie film. Like Assault on Precinct 13. It's a zombie film. Just without
That's just the sound of me getting up off the floor. That's not a zombie.
How unrealistic is this? They're all Americans and not one of them has a load of guns.
Wow.
Completely inaccurate. It's in LA, though. And they're uni kids. 40-year-old uni kids.
Yeah. Lizardman says, did Carpenter ever do a straight-up zombie movie? I could have sworn he has one.
No, Ghosts of Mars is like the closest, but they're ghosts. They ain't zombies.
Ugh. Yeah, Kiskaloo says Ghosts of Mars is probably the closest.
Yeah. That'll do it. You fixed the devil, mate.
Generally in the US, it's verboten to bring a gun in a church. In other circumstances, yes. In LA, there would be at least one of them with a firearm or a weapon.
There we go. It was a decommissioned church. Is that how churches work?
Wow.
Can you tear down a church?
I don't know. You have to get the God out of it, like the God smell, I guess.
So what, you get a Bath and Body Works candle and just...
That's right. Yeah, I'd be looking to get out of there.
Menacingly.
So Joy says, cleanliness is close to godliness. I don't know. Take a while.
Yeah, I know. You're burning through it quite quickly.
Couple hours? What are you doing? Cooking some barbecue in between getting him out of there. That looks rather soft.
Tell you what, my mate who has epilepsy, when he came over here a couple of years back now, he had an epileptic seizure and fell against my wall and nearly broke through the damn thing. And here I am, like, expecting this house to save me from hurricanes and strong winds and such. My mate's head just basically bust out into the outside world. So I can believe that this lass is chipping through the wall in no time at all.
Well, Sharon says, could you tear down a church and put a church's fried chicken in its place? No, Sharon. It would it'd be a Chick-fil-A, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would. No, because it has to be open on Sundays, so it can't be a Chick-fil-A.
Be a Zaxby's then. James Hellier. Okay, well, Keith is saying wall's pretty thick. It's 100% hollow.
See, if it was a good, strong British church.
James says it has to be deconsecrated and graves, etc., disinterred and moved first. No Native American burial ground type developments here. Oh, thank you, James. Lizard Man says that would be sacrilegious. Sorry, sacrilegious. Sacrilegious.
That's got to be their like tagline. Come to our chicken. It's sacrilegious. 100% guaranteed hauntings in every bite.
Sharon says she used to frequent Church's Chicken by my high school all the time. So you haunted the place, did you, Sharon?
Yeah. It was your local haunt. I wonder why he accomplished... Oh, did he pick something off the ground?
Good point, Keith. Why did he jump in the first place?
Hear that new John Carpenter film's good. Bit of a slow burn at the beginning, but atmospheric. It's almost like, is it a confessional?
It is. Yeah, I'm glad we don't make jokes like these anymore.
Oh, God. Yeah, didn't land, did it, buddy?
No. Do you know what I want to do? I want to connect this with Watcher in the Woods, and these are the same aliens from the end of that.
Right. Oh, come on. 1990 when? They're using VHS recording as well. Oh, well, that makes sense for 1990 something.
Oh, come on. You're really making a poor effort now. Oh, there are some bricks.
Oh, there's bricks. He needs to upgrade his shovel to a steel shovel to get through them.
Well, it's not a shovel. It's his table leg.
They're in the best place. They're in the kitchen with all the Chinese food.
I can see a box of Lipton's tea bags there, and I'm going to let all Americans into a secret. We don't drink Lipton's tea in the UK.
Are you a Typhoon man or a PG Tips?
Yorkshire Tea Gold.
Yorkshire Tea Gold. Cool.
Yes.
So you don't need that extra ooh in tofu.
No.
Some silly tea commercials in the UK.
Keith says, most important secret of the church, send one priest.
Yeah. Your mate is trapped and you're having a bit of a snog. It's fair.
It's like he's almost, the good part of him is fighting.
Yeah, he's desperately trying to keep the darkness at bay.
Oof. Well, at least the swelling's gone down.
Yeah. Got a bad case of hives, though, like eczema. It's simultaneously dry skin and soggy skin.
Yeah. Sharon says, Prince of Darkness in the same universe as Watcher in the Woods, let the fan fiction begin. And Lizard Man says, I've watched so many horror films this year, I'm really starting to merge them into a collective universe.
Hell yeah. Ants genuinely are bloody terrifying. The hive mind kind of thing that they've got going on is nightmare fuel. There was a book about a talking cat that I read years ago. I may have mentioned it on the watch parties, but it's called like Mort, I believe. And the premise of the book is that ants grew a bit and took over the world, and now all humans are practically enslaved to these worker ants, and animals roam and talk.
Well, we've got Hannah Rose saying, dry and soggy skin at the same time. Does she have poison ivy? Don't recommend it. It sucks. Oof.
Why would you say that?
It is. It's xenomorphs, like you said.
Yeah. See, I thought it was a joke. It was actually spoilers.
Well, they're not going to let you out there to go to the bathroom, are they?
Well, you get a timeout. In all fights, everyone knows
hang
they
on a
should get at least
second.
one timeout.
Alien Satan monsters. Timeout. I need to go to the
Just
bathroom.
gotta pee. Yeah. I wish I brought a better book to be my last book, damn it. I honestly believe the length of this movie is as long as it is because of the giant cast.
I think so.
And even if I were to go into the editing room and take some cuts here and there, it would cut major characters out. And that's where I would be very hesitant to do so, because there are, honestly, this character Walter, I could probably cut him.
Really good comment here from Soul Search and Destroy, which is, I think everyone is used to priests being portrayed as badass, all powerful or evil, or all three. So it's jarring when you see a priest react the normal way a poor person would with fear.
Exactly.
Oh. Wow.
She's become Palpatine.
Yes.
And that's one of the things that's very terrifying. Same with The Exorcist. It has that same vibe where you're confronted with definite evil, and you definitely know that biblical evil exists. So where in tarnation is the biblical counterpoint? Where is that countermeasure?
Yeah.
All right, I guess we'll all start working to help him.
Yeah. Hang on. There's some scenery over there you didn't chew, mate.
Exactly. Bloody hell.
Yeah. So you could have been smashing from the other side all along.
Look at how quickly he destroyed that wall.
This is some classic egg shen now.
Yeah, I was about to say. He MacGyver's some awesome way to counteract the devil zombies.
Yeah. Exactly, Mr. Kisker. Now he's motivated. Oh.
Oh, that chiropractic work is just undone.
Oh, it's the fact he opens his mouth and goes, "Argh."
Oh, God. And he lands on it. Ow. My peepers.
Exactly, Mad Mac and me. Soda saves the day.
Please don't link this to Mac and me. I beg of you. Oh, this is tense.
It is. Oh. The problem they've got now is surely these two small women can come through these holes.
We're just going to clobber on bricks when they come through.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ah. Soul Search and Destroy says, that eyeliner isn't going to do jack squat for you anymore, honey.
No.
James. Respect.
Ugh.
Macamee, E.T. done properly.
Ugh. I keep forgetting that Satan has a thing about mirrors.
Yeah. You are, James. You are telling the truth. Oh. But you can see in all the possessed, if we call them that, it's like their humanity is starting to poke through whenever they see themselves.
Yeah. Implying that humanity has a natural aversion to evil.
Yeah. Well, Sharon's saying, nowhere were we told that that mirror was a gateway to the other side. Yes, we were in the film House. Bathroom cabinet.
There you go.
Same universe, House and this.
Along with Mac and Me and Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah.
Oh. My pooch has come in to see me, it looks like.
There we go.
Hi, Scrappy Doo. Yeah. Satan looking for his papa.
Yeah. Oh. See, now that was a smart move. Or Calbot's calling him
God, the axe.
Professor Egg Shen is referring to him.
Yes. This scene of the hand going through like the mercury or whatever it was so cool. So cool. I love it whenever movies do that.
Yeah.
Evil Dead. This.
It's probably worth saying though. Don't ever actually stick your hands into mercury normally because it's quite toxic to humans.
Yeah, it's incredibly toxic. I'm guessing they had a big fat glove on.
Yes.
And by hand.
Yeah, that's a nifty trick.
Hello, hand. Oh.
Oh.
Give him credit. He got the courage at the end to stand up against pure evil. And he tried. Oh.
Yeah. Oh.
She knows what she has to do, but she isn't sure if she has the strength to do it. Out comes Daddy. Those claws. Yeah. It's Tim Curry from Legend.
That's what I'm hoping. That she pulls Tim Curry from Legend through there.
Into darkness. And later, mirror. That is one of the most depressing shots in any John Carpenter film, honestly. Her looking out and seeing the world disappear. It's self-sacrifice for you. Never ends well for the person doing it.
Nope.
They're all vaping.
They are. Wow, that one's really vaping. And all the homeless return to their place of homelessness.
They all just rip off their homeless attire and have like crisp, clean business suits, gel their hair back, and go to the Wall Street. The Los Angeles Wall Street.
Yeah, I'd be like that. I'd be going like, yeah, I'm out of here.
Yeah, I'm just going home later, lads.
The police report for this. So, it looks like they accidentally summoned Satan from his alternative dimension.
Ah, yes. A B6405.
Yeah, it's in the manual.
Always happens this time of year.
Exactly. Wang was your favourite soul search and destroy. Glad he survived. Yep. And he went to move to sort of San Francisco area.
Yeah.
Exactly, Lizard Man. Smartest man in the building. Oh, look, he got the police. Good on him. Oh, well, thank you, Gary. That's really interesting. Now, this is, as soon as this appears on my little magic window here, look at this.
There you go.
The devil hand was reused from Legend, apparently. That's fantastic. Thank you, Gary.
See, we know our Tim Curry movies.
Yes. Hannah Rose says, the one heartwarming thing about this film, both religion and science were wrong and right at the same time and found common ground.
Yeah.
Thank you.
1999 then.
And we've got a comment from our boss man. He loves the new streaming software we've got. Yeah, it's very cool.
Brilliant. But we have someone else in the darkness emerging from the house now.
We do now. Ugh. I want to see him just peel off that moustache.
Right. Hang it up on a wall full of moustaches.
And James Hellier says, now Victor Wong moves to perfection for a peaceful retirement. Well, maybe we'll see when we cover Tremors. Is it going to be watery mercury stuff or a mirror?
Will we ever know?
Well, everybody, that was Prince of Darkness. That's my first time watching it. Thank you for introducing me to the film, Dom. I think I'll definitely have to revisit that. There's a lot to think about that and a lot to get through there.
Definitely. It's a surprisingly deep and heavy film.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. So everybody's just gone through the end credits now. Let's get your thoughts on this movie. I can see that Hannah Rose is saying this music is so good. Soul Search and Destroy says, what an ending. Rock on. Brainwire, welcome. Didn't see you earlier. That was a great movie. Yes, it was. Onzi, that was great fun. And Eric saying that was a fun movie. And Mr. Kiskaloo says, always love me a weekend with John Carpenter. Who doesn't?
Exactly.
It's, yeah, exactly. Jedi Wizard, that's a good point. It's a slow burn, but when it picks up, it's chef's kiss. Hannah is saying, I'm glad I went into this blind. The film went places I didn't expect. Loved it. Good example of a slow burn. It was a slow burn, but I really, really enjoyed that. So, Sharon saying, great movie, great company, great discussion. And Edward saying, the pacing is off, but the atmosphere is spot on. I would say I felt it could be a little tighter in certain parts.
Yeah.
Maybe the build-up is a bit long.
Cutting out some of the characters would have made it a tighter film.
Exactly. But that was, as I say, Prince of Darkness. What a great fun watch party that was. We will be back in 7 days, and this is going to be a great fun movie, and I'll give you the year of it as well. We will be watching the 1986 movie Trick or Treat. That's the one with Mark Price, Gene Simmons, and Ozzy Osbourne in it. Just so everyone knows, it's that version. It's not the equally fantastic late 2007 Trick or Treat. Nope, which is a great movie, but we're not going to be covering that. It is Trick or Treat from 1986. So I think everyone will have a great time watching that. And Hannah Rose says, I love the bug wranglers in the credits. Dom, give us your summary of this movie.
This movie is an atmospheric horror science fiction film that asks a lot of the audience. It asks them to stay around for a lot. It asks them to keep up with what's going on. And it asks them to question a lot about their own personal faith in science and religion. It's not an easy film to get into, but I believe it's one that benefits a lot from multiple watches. Definitely. It feels good every time I watch it.
There we go. So everybody, we will be back in 7 days. Please look after each other, be kind, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we will see you in 7 days. Bye-bye.